me like they used to, cause they ain't used to me bubbling so hot, I'm out the pot, no couscous.
Well, right off the top, I gotta say thank you so much, and thank you for your patience. For folks who are listening to this whole interview on Rudy Blair Entertainment Media, we actually did an interview earlier this week, but because it seems like, you know, the coronavirus isn't the only thing floating around, there seems to be some kind of virus going on in our connection, we could not do this. We actually did the interview. It did not record. We're trying it again, and we're crossing fingers that everything is coming together, my friend. Again, thank you so much for your patience.
Yeah, no problem. I'm happy to do it.
Hey, how are things holding up with you right now with this outbreak going on with everybody? A lot of people being affected, hurt by this. How are you, and how's your family doing?
I mean, everybody's safe as of right now, which is good. Everybody's in self-isolation. You know what I mean? We're just doing what we can to get through this and hopefully shorten the lifespan as much as we can. So I hope everyone else is doing the same.
I was just about to say, this is a platform for you. So is there anything you want to say to your fans or just people in general going through all of this?
Stay home. That's it.
That's it. 2 words. That's all that's needed. But while they're staying home, they can listen to some great music by you. Congratulations, because one of the things we're going to talk about is your new single. How does it feel being able to get new music out there, especially at this time, because people just need some cheering up?
Yeah, no, it's great. It's just happens to be kind of good timing because, you know, everyone is paying attention. Everyone's online constantly. Everyone's on social media. So, I mean, not to take advantage of a bad situation, but it works out that you know, there's a lot of eyes and ears online right now. So hopefully that turns into some views.
Let's jump right into the single. The single is called, and what's it about?
So the single is called Hands Down. There's not necessarily a particular theme to it other than, you know, staking a claim as you know, we do in hip-hop. We like to stake our claim, say, you know, this is our spot, we're here. The song has been a long time in the coming. I toured with Mercules back in 2015, around which time, sometime around there, maybe 2016, we made this song called Wild Style, which had a Big L sample in it, which was, you know, very, very good. I liked it a lot, but very blatant. So I either was looking at having a clearer sample or risk, you know, putting it out there and having it potentially flagged and taken down. So eventually I had the song remixed by Boston-based producer Freelance. Put my friend Tech Luciano from Montreal on the song, and finally, 2020, the song is seeing the light of day.
Let me see them hands up now. Smack a hater if he put them back down. Loaded up, cocky, then plow. We coming for the crown, we taking the hands down. Let me see the place get wild. And if he hating, then we mashing on the clown. Loaded up, cocky, then plow. We in it for the crown, we taking the hands down.
How does this song represent you right now at this point in your career?
Well, funnily enough, it's kind of an odd sensation because I wrote it about 5 years ago, so it doesn't necessarily represent where I am as an artist at this moment, but it captures a point in time in my career and my journey. So, you know, I'm just happy to be able to share it with people.
Why 5 years? Why did it take so long to get it to the way it is now to what we're getting? You kind of explained a little bit of some changes, but in a personal sense, why the changes?
Well, like I said, I didn't want to risk. It just kind of sat on the shelf, me being like, oh, what do I do with this? Do I just put it out? You know, platforms like Spotify and stuff like that have evolved a lot since then, and, you know, it would risk getting potentially flagged and taken down from something like that. So was I going to risk that? I started to sort of look into trying to clear the sample, and then it sort of just kind of sat on the shelf for a few years, and eventually I got around to you know, remixing it, remastering it, getting the whole thing put together, and now finally put out.
What's the reaction been by fans?
It's been fantastic, actually. So Mercules has really done well for himself. We share some common fans, and so yeah, people have given us great feedback on the song.
With, of course, a single, are we looking at other singles being released, or is there going to be an EP, an album?
Yeah, so the album is called Momentum. There's going to be it's a singles-driven market right now, so I'm really focused on that. I got a lot of music I've been sitting on and prepping and getting ready to release this year. My tour schedule has has been, put a damper on it with the whole virus, but I'm still going to be releasing music. I got a lot of stuff. I got a song with Drew coming out called Till the Morning, which I'm really excited about. It's a really, summer anthem. So look out for that. That one's, I'm really excited about coming out soon too.
We're going to definitely need that, my friend, when we can finally get together and touch and hold each other, because we're going to, I'll tell you something, when this thing is finally over, there's going to be some massive parties going on, and hopefully your music is going to be able to help people jump around and have a good time. But when did the good time begin for you, man? The love of hip-hop and rap and just music in general. When did that all begin for you, and who are your influencers?
So it began at an early age. I remember the defining moment in my life. I heard Drop the Needle by Maestro. I was in my neighbor's basement. I was maybe 9 or 10 years old, and I was hooked from that moment on. I was like, what is this? And then, I just had to it sent me on a journey of discovering more about this music and the culture and everything like that. And so I started writing poetry. I was always very artistic as a kid. I started writing poetry, which eventually turned into rap, and recording and all that. So it really was a natural progression for me. And I really attribute it back to that moment in time.
Now, we did have a chance to talk before that. You did have a chance to meet Maestro. What was it like to have a chance to?
So you kind of cut out there at the end.
But, sorry, I'll do a 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Now, we did have a chance to talk before that you did meet Maestro Fresh Wes. And what was it like, though, to meet him for the first time? And what advice did he give you?
Well, it was great. It was a really interesting circumstance. We had kind of met here and there a few times over the years. I have a podcast called Welcome to the Shot Club with 4 other members. He was actually a guest on that podcast, but I wasn't there. So that was one missed opportunity. I was really upset that I couldn't be there. I was out on tour at the time. But then at Canadian Music Week last year, we got to connect. I really just got to hang out with him in the lobby. He hadn't been there for many years. So it was a really interesting experience because he was just running into people all over the place that he hadn't seen in years. And he was just, you could see he was just like thrilled to be there, to just like in this place where he has probably a lot of fond memories from being at Canadian Music Week years before. So it's just really cool. And man, he's always giving advice. I can't even talk about anything specific, but literally the entire time he was just dropping gems on me. He would just turn around and be like, and he always calls me by my full name too. He wouldn't just call me Mo and nothing. He's like, listen, Mo Littles, you got to do this, and he'd always be just dropping knowledge on me. It was great. Really good experience.
That's him. And of course, the saying is, don't make music, make history, which is what you're doing too. What advice can you give youngsters getting into the game now? What advice would you give them?
Just to keep at it. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. If it does, great. But for most people, that even the people that appear that it happens overnight, it doesn't. So just stick with it, man. Persistence. That's the only thing. I gave 2-word answer for the other question, to stay home, and there's a 1-word answer, just persistence.
There you go. Now, as we're dealing with this right now, and a lot of artists are doing a lot of performances on live streaming, will you be doing that the same thing?
Yeah, you know what? There's been a whole lot of that happening. I think I'm going to have to do it as well. It's just, this is the lay of the land at the moment. So yeah, I will.
Okay, my friend. Well, look, as we figure out what's happening with the world, we can still follow you. What's going on social media-wise? Where do we go to follow you?
Follow me, Mo Littles, on everywhere, Instagram. Find me on Spotify, YouTube. I'll have the video for Hands Down coming out April 10th. So yeah, just you'll find me everywhere you can.
Mo, thank you so much for doing the interview with me. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for the great music, and looking forward to everything you're doing in 2020 and 2021.
Much appreciated, man. All the best to you and yours.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
We in it for the crown, we taking the hands down.